First, so I'd like to thank the person who introduced me on the stage. It was very good. But the only point that was missed out in that was I was a student of officer. What I confidently say is all of you are in very good hands, because I have seen, sir, from my school days, the kind of discipline he has, and he teaches to the students, that is in another level. And when sir first asked me to conduct this session, I was very happy to conduct this particular session. And I have a topic here for today's discussion. It is unleashing your tech potential, pathways to success in the digital world. So this is what I have taken. And I have used some of the slides that we also use for the induction program of engineering students. Because you are also an upcoming engineer. There is no much difference between BCA and MCA students these days. But the only difference that you can differentiate between two people is based on their skill set. Correct? Because I worked as an placement officer for almost 6 years in RLJIT Institute of Technology, and as a placement coordinator for 2 years in Presidency University. If there are 100 students, hardly some 5 people or 6 people will get placed. Even though the student has very good percentage, even he or she may not get placed, but the student with much lesser percentage will be getting placed or grabbing offers. Why is that? Because of their skill set. It is not that what you have studied only in your degree in this part of the time, but at the same time, have you done any add-on courses which is related apart from your university syllabus? Have you studied anything apart from this particular thing? So that is what they look into. They want key learners. So people who are having that open mind to learn new things will get more offers. Isn't it? So it is very good. It is a very good initiative. I congratulate sir. Sir told for most of the students here, this might be the first talk that you are attending. But what I suggest is try to get involved with more and more such activities and update yourself for the current trend that is going on. Okay? So, in today's lecture, I have divided the overall lecture into 2 different segments, in which, see, most of the time, whenever we are studying something, we should know the proper why. It should be a strong why I need to attend the session, or what is the outcome of it. What are the things that we are going to study from here? So, we need a strong motivation, and with that motivation, we can plan what are the other things that we can achieve, right? So, I have divided the complete segment or seminar process into 2 sessions. First one is the motivation part, where I will be introducing some of the people to you who are tech giants in today's industry. And in the second part, what are the challenges you have, what are the opportunities you have, or what are the paths that you can select after the completion of your degree. That is how the presentation is being planned. Okay. So I will display the image. If you know, you tell me about this person. Actually, the person, the name itself is already displayed, but there are few more information which can support to that. Okay, I will just show it for a few seconds. You concentrate only on photo. Later we will discuss about that person. You know anything about it? Who is it? Bill Gates, no? What he does? What he does? He owns Microsoft, isn't it? What are the other things you know about him? Right now he is a philanthropist. So basically he was born in 1955 and his education is Harvard University. There is something which I have highlighted in the bracket that you can see is a dropout student. Okay, but he stays in the top 10 richest people people in the world, and he was there in top one for almost a decade. Okay, and what are his occupations? He's a businessman, he's an investor, he's a philanthropist, he's a computer programmer and a writer. The main thing that I want you to concentrate is basically he's a computer programmer, because if he was not a proper computer programmer, you would not be any other things that is listed in the occupation now. You would not be a business person, you would not be a philanthropist, so all those things. And he is still active. Now, what is, we'll see one of his quote. His quote says, if you are born poor, it is not your mistake, but if you die poor, it is definitely your mistake. This is the place where you have to set your mind that, whatever my parents have done, they have achieved. It is their achievement. Will I get satisfied with that achievement only, or will I develop myself to the next level? Okay, I have my own friends who are below average level. They used to stay in rented houses, all such things. After engineering, they gave proper 4 years for engineering. They improved their skill set. They got offers from different companies that are there in Bangalore. After 2 years, they were sent to US on working visa. They came back with a huge amount of 1 CR, 2 CR. They built their own house and they have kept their parents happy. So this example I would like to give for this particular slide, where as a young mind, you people can think, okay, this is a time for me to enjoy, right? I also agree with you people, because this is a time in which we may not have money, but we'll have all the time to enjoy, correct now? You guys will have some constraint, like at this time, if you are not earning, you have to depend on the money that is given by your parents to enjoy your life now. But at the same time, you have to concentrate on improving your skills so that you will be ready to get into any company for earning in a better ways. Isn't it or not? So that is what he has meant in this. And in the next slide, okay, in this room, all the people sitting next to your right and left is your friends only, no? Yes or no? Friends or enemies? All are friends only. Correct. So I'll ask someone randomly. Okay, I'll ask him. He is very interactive. Okay. Who do you feel is a good competitor for you in this room? Prithvi, who's Prithvi? Okay, so he's the best competitor. Next, I'll ask the same question to him. Who is your best competitor in this room? No one? No one? Okay. See, if there is no best competitor in the room, that indicates you are still not in a competition only. Correct? Yesterday, they started a new season of Big Boss. You will follow that? Right? And last time also, there was a season 10. So every time what people will think, okay, I want to eliminate this person because he is my competitor, I have to nominate this person, he is my competitor, all such things. No? So there is one quote by Bill Gates which he has referred with respect to competition. See, I am not in competition with anyone but myself. My goal is to improve myself continuously. This helps a lot when it comes to studies or improving our skills. See, if you just keep on practicing the things, or you just muck up and write the things. My sister used to do that. She was a topper in the same institution in BBM. She was in the first place for the entire district. What she used to do was just practicing it on the sheets and representing or replicating it on the answer sheet. Full bad next day I used to tease her. Full bad next day exam full vomit sheet well. It is of no use. Correct now? You have to improve and understand the things. Now, because of these things, by adding such things in his life, what are his achievements? See, these are his achievements. First thing, what are the risks that he has faced in his life? As I told you in the very first slide, he was a dropout. Correct now? Most of the students will be dropout, but they will not achieve anything. He was a dropout because of his vision. He wanted to start something. So that's why he was a dropout, that was the risk. And what is the breakthrough? With his friends and himself, he started working on something called MS-DOS and a security contract with IBM. And then industry dominance, most of the people started using his product, that is the Microsoft. So it grew. And then finally, what are the lessons that we need to learn? His passion towards creating something, his hard work and dedication for it. And today, he is worth of these many crores in USD. You can convert it into rupees. How much rupees it will be. Okay, so this is about Bill Gates. Now I will show one more image. You guess who is that? Okay, what is the famous for?
SpaceX.
SpaceX, right? Very good. What was his first product? Paper. Very good. So, see, basically this person is one. Initially, if you are following him, this is a famous figure on social media. Recently, he has bought a company which is called X also, Twitter, right? And he has bought it in an online chatting company. So, this person, when he was a student like you, in which university? University of Peninsular India. He used to rent his room for his friends so that he can make some money for his startup. Are you getting it? He was in a bachelor room. He used to rent his room for partying, DJing, so that he was earning some rent from that. His first product was paper. He started working on it, and lately he sold that company. He has very less amount in his hand. He invested at the same time, he invested parallelly into two companies. First one was on Tesla and the other one was SpaceX. Right now. And today he is one of the top billionaires in the world. And both the companies, that is SpaceX as well as Tesla, are working well for him. Right now. So he has taken risk. What is the one thing that you can learn from him is, we need to take some calculated risk. I am highlighting this, you need to take some calculated risk. And you should take that risk in the place where you can learn and earn. Okay? Don't take it in a wrong way. See, when I am saying take some risk, it is not indicating that go download some app. There will be so many apps that will mislead the students. Like play online rummy, invest 10,000, you can wait 20,000, 100,000, all such things. Don't take such foolish risks. You have to take risks which will make you, take you to a positive way, not to the negative. Clear? Is it clear? So next what we have is one of this quote. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. Yesterday there was, we all joined to a group which is called Lions Club. He was also there, I saw him. So what they mentioned is, each and every people in this room, we can by default consider they are ordinary, because we assume that we are all ordinary human beings. How can you make yourself extraordinary? By just adding extra to it. Right? So, when I started my session, I told you that out of 100, only 5 will get placed or 10 will get placed. What is the difference between that 5 and 10 students compared to all the 100? All are still ordinary. But these 5 are extraordinary because they have added extra to it. That is extra skills to themselves. The skills can be of any kind. It can be your communication skills, your technical skills, all such things. Your aptitude skills. So take one by one in a row and start working on it. Maybe initially you can start with your communication skills. Later you can upgrade yourself to aptitude skills, and third you can upgrade yourself with technical skills. That is how the interview process will also continue. Initially, the first round of any interview will be what? Aptitude test. Second round will be GD, where they will be checking your communication skills. And the third one will be technical skills, where they will filter the students. Finally, they will take for the final round, which is HR round. There, they will just ask you to introduce yourself, and the next one will be what? What is your expectation? How much salary do you expect? These are the 4 rounds that will be there when you attend any interviews. Is it clear? So after this, His second quote, he says, good ideas are always crazy until they are not. Okay, so few minutes back I was discussing about Big Boss now. Just think how this idea has come for the person who started thinking about it. If that person has told anyone, and game prize first you're torturing people, human but today it is a grand success now. Recently there was a discussion just for hosting Big Boss, they are paying 300 crores for Salman Khan. And there was a question how much they are paying for Sufi. So, every idea initially starts as a craziness only. Look at his product. His product was Tesla. Before he invented Tesla, he came up with this idea, he got some patents and all. If he has told anyone that I am going to invent a car which can run without a driver, how would it feel like? It feels like some Maya Bazaar incident, no? Correct? But he did it. And now, recently there was a news that one Indian engineer from IIT has found a software and some equipments using which he can convert any car in Indian market can be converted, which is equivalent to a Tesla. See, there was not even a single person who would think about it. People would think it is crazy. Just assume the person will bring one kit, software kit with some cameras and all, with some sensors. He will convert your Maruti to equivalent to Tesla. Is it not a crazy idea? So you have to ask yourself that, okay, what I want to be and how I can reach to that particular place, and you have to plan your 3 years of your degree. Okay, if you are already in 3rd year, you are too late. It is time to fasten your seat belts. Okay, so that is one thing I would like to tell. How many of you are from 3rd year? Final year of you? Oh, most of them are in 3rd year of it. So at least now you have to go to some of the websites and start visiting the questions that they have asked in repeated interviews and start solving them. If there are any sessions required on technical skills, you can approach your placement officer, you can approach your principal and ask them to arrange some sessions. Based on that sessions, you can get trained and crack your interview panels. So that is what the suggestion I can give, as there are so many people who are in final year. Okay. So next we will see one more. Okay, this is his worth, total worth $24,320. So look at this first person. It is 13,000. but this is almost twice of it now. Right. So next, does anyone know this guy? Right, he's the owner of. He started with Facebook, now he is the owner of many other companies like WhatsApp also has got. Now basically he's set of all the companies is called as Meta. Correct, no? He owns Instagram as well. There are so many challenges that he is facing, and even then he stood as one of the topmost richest person in the world. Okay. At a very young age, when he was in college, there was a project that came to his mind which stated that he is going to create a website platform on which multiple people can chat on that platform, and later it turned into Facebook. Is it clear? So that is what he has achieved. And there was a huge investment that he has done on an Indian company, which was the greatest flop. Can you name that company if you are following all these things? This person has made a huge investment on one of the Indian company, and that company, it was running successfully for some years, and now it is a huge flop. It is in a very bad debt. What is that company name? I think most of you have used that product. Nowadays, most of the people will be using that product. You know Byju's? How many of you have used it? No, there is one of you. So we'll go for the next one. What is this? See, previously I was telling about you need to take a calculated risk. No? All these achievers are the people who have taken some of the amount of risk in their life. So even he says about the risk, the biggest risk is not taking any risk. So that is what he suggests. And my number one piece of advice is you should learn how to program. That is important. As a BCA, today, in the next segment of my presentation, I am going to tell you how important the programs are playing in today's world. It doesn't matter you are a mechanical engineer, you are an electrical engineer, you are a civil engineer, everyone should know some part of the coding. So that is very important. And all of you are from BCA? Okay. So in BCA, what are the topics that you are learning? Have you studied C, Python, DBMS? Okay. What is an entity? What is an entity? Okay, you can just say it is an object. Correct, no? For example, if we consider hospital, what are the entities you get? You get patient, right? Then, if you take college database, student is an entity. Okay. Now, you guys have studied DBMS. What is the advanced level of DBMS? No, that is relational database. No, we started with relational database, then we got updated to SQL, structured query language. After that, in that particular concept only, we have something called object-oriented database, where the images were stored as an object, or a longitude and latitude of a map was stored as an object, all such things. So this is about DBMS, which is basically derived from a concept called SQL. What is SQL? Structured query language. No, right. Now, you have one part which is called DBMS, which is a structured query language, wherein you have complex tables, combining between the tables with primary key, foreign key, writing the queries, all such things will be there now. Did we stop there? No. We continue the concept from SQL to the new concept which is called NoSQL. How many of you know about NoSQL? NoSQL stands for not only SQL. Is it clear? What do you mean by NoSQL? Not only SQL. Who started it? Which company started it? Facebook. How? They had huge amount of data with them. In Facebook, don't you think one person will be updating 20 photos at a time? This much of information. Now you can get it easily from ChatGPT, no? So there is no struggling in writing a post also. You'll just say, write a post about me. It gives you 100 lines. It says, write a post about me in 1000 lines. It will write it in 5 seconds. So what he will do? He'll add some 20 images and then data. So the amount of data which you used to store in DBMS was not enough in table. So what you need to do? You need to convert it into the next level, that is NoSQL. Clear? So why I told you this example is, whatever you learn in your degree, don't stop there. Don't think that I know DBMS, I can get job from DBMS. No, you have to update yourself for a new concept which is called NoSQL. At least learn basic course on it. Make a certification on it, which will be very helpful for you to in getting a job. Is it clear? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Okay. So that is one. And second thing is, have freedom to fail. Don't take this fail option literally. You need to pass. But he is saying you should have freedom to fail based on a constraint. What is that constraint? If you are learning new thing, no, there you can fail multiple times. Then only you will succeed. Correct or not? So you should have freedom to fail, but try not to fail in your subjects that you are actually learning. Okay, you try to maintain very good percentage. If not, it will be a burden to you in your days. And this is his overall worth, 18050 crores in USD. So this is the basic motivation part. And after that, we should ask ourselves, what next? We got to know there are people who have achieved it. You already know it. They are all achievers. I just try to introduce them. So what is next? After all this, after this introduction, what we need to do? You are all in your final year BCA. No? Most of you are in final year BCA. What is running in your mind? Are you thinking about a job, or are you thinking about being an entrepreneur, or are you planning for an higher studies? What is your option out of 3? To get a job. Okay, then I'll add one more. First one is getting a job. Second one is being an entrepreneur. Third one is higher studies. Fourth one, get married. So that is what I am thinking. So I'll tell you, marriage is a trap. Once you get married, you should get back into any of these 3 professions. Either you have to go for a job, should be an entrepreneur, and what is the third one? Right, higher studies. It's just part of it. So mandatory things is either you have to plan for a serious job or any business. It can be startup or the business that is already existing. And the third one is higher studies. Is it clear? So in this classroom, tell me, how many, just raise your hands, how many of you are planning for a job? Okay. How many of you are planning for business? Okay. What kind of business? Let me ask. So they have planned their business. He is saying that he will have his travel agency, and he is sitting right next to his partner. Okay, and he has one more idea about having his own business. So likewise, they have plans. Okay, it's a very good initiative. And the third one is higher studies. How many of you are planning for higher studies? So did you start your preparation for higher studies? No. So you will take 1 year break and then you will go. Okay. So first, when it comes to job, I take the first point when it comes to job. What are the things that you can do here? You will see that. See, in the current trend, for a BCA student or a BTech engineer, what are the areas on which the student can concentrate to get a job with a higher package or with a very good packages? First one is, it is big data, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, cyber, augmented reality on which Meta is working, simulation, virtual reality, all these things. But basically you can concentrate on these things: big data, cloud computing, artificial intelligence, cyber and augmented reality. So here what I do, I have very less time. I will be explaining briefly about any 2 to 3 technologies on which you can concentrate. Is it clear? Now, let me start with a topic which is called cloud computing. How many of you have heard this word? Cloud computing yaar kelidirra classroom alli? Subject idea? Okay. So all of you are experts in cloud computing. Tell me, what do you understand by this word cloud? What do you understand by this word cloud? Set of servers. Okay. I'll give an example to you. Okay. Now, let us try to understand what exactly is a cloud. Let us go back to the different era, like at the time of independence, 1947 or 1950, something unique. Think that you have a beautiful house, but you don't have current. This facility was not there. Fan irrilla, current irrilla, bulb irrilla, irrilla. People used to use candle, latin, ಅದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಬೆಳಕಿಗೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು. ಏನು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್? ಜನರೇಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು. ಜನರೇಟರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು? ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಮನೆಗೆ ಒಂದು ಜನರೇಟರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಜನರೇಟರ್ಗೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫಿಲ್ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್. ದೆನ್ ಆ ಜನರೇಟರ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪವರ್ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಲೈಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಬೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಜನರೇಟರ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಬೈ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್? ಜನರೇಟರ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟೋದಾಗ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಥರ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಒಂದು ಜನರೇಟರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು, ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಕಾಸಿರೋದವರು, ಆ ಫ್ಯೂಯಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು? ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಆ ಮೇಂಟೆನೆನ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಖರ್ಚು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದೇ ಕೇಮ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬೆಸ್ಕಾಮ್ ಅವ್ರೇನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಜನರೇಟರ್ಸ್, ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಲೈಟ್. You pay for how much ever the amount of current you use. If 50 units use ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 50 ಗೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, 100 ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 100 ಗೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಹೌದಾ? Now it is easy or difficult? It is easy. Same story holds good for your cloud computing. How? ಈ ಮುಂಚೆಲ್ಲ IT ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, each IT company used to maintain their data with their own servers. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಏನಾಗೋದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, as the amount of data is increasing, they have to update their server with more and more capacity. RAM ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಟೀಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, the number of people who are maintaining that server should also charge more. Correct? And there is one disadvantage here. What is the disadvantage? Server ಏನಾದರೂ breakdown ಆದರೆ, if there is any issues, can you recover the data back? No. So that is the main headache. So again, one concept was introduced by IBM. We will provide you service. Namatra servers ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್. ಬಟ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಈಸ್, ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ನ, ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ನ, ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ನ, ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿ. Is it not two different things which are common? One example that I gave you before was a simple example where people how they will get electricity based on how much they have used. And the very similar concept that we have here is cloud computing. There you have discussed about the concept like SaaS, PaaS, IaaS, no. So that is what? Service as and infrastructure as. What does that mean? They can provide you softwares, they can provide you infrastructure, all such things. Whatever you are using, you will be paying for it. This you understood on cloud computing. But how many of you have actually seen what exactly is a cloud and worked on it? In India, there is cloud supports there. You have AWS, Amazon, which is provided by Amazon, AWS. Second one is Azure. Azure by whom? By Microsoft. Google Cloud by GC, Google only. And the third one, fourth one is IBM, but they will keep it for, they will not keep it for public, it is for private. They will only be using it. And they also provide services for very good companies like Cognizant and all. And we have one more where you can buy your cloud, which is Alibaba Cloud, all these things. But here, if you go and explore, we have Azure Cloud, Google Cloud, AWS Cloud are the main leading people who are working on it, which will give you 1 year free subscription for each and every student in India. Yave student agli, they can go and subscribe, get a free subscription of 1 year free cloud space for working on Azure or working on AWS. Please make use of it. If you complete this term of your education, you will not get free space. Is it clear? There you can practice all the aspects with respect to the cloud. What are the aspects? Creating your own virtual machine, creating your own firewall, all such things can be done. All the manual will be there, the related data will be there. On YouTube you will get so many commands that you can use. Make use of it and practice something and get a certification, which will be very helpful. Okay. So I had 3 people in Presidency University who did 1 year course on Google Cloud, and finally they got offer in Tier 1 companies. And before that, when they were in final year only, they had their own startup. 2 startups they were starting in the campus itself. Okay. So, like that, you need to explore more. That is one thing which is related to cloud computing. And the next one is, just now I gave you another technology example. From DBMS to NoSQL. No? That NoSQL concept falls under the category of big data. Okay. Now, there is one trend that is going on. That is data science. What they do? Suppose you will go for any e-commerce website, let it be Amazon, Infra or something. So what do you do? Or Flipkart. Before that, you will search in Google some new trimmer. But when you go for using different websites like Facebook and other things, you will be getting an ad which will be related to your recent search only. Have you come across this situation? You will find some woodland shoes. You will search for woodland shoes. After that, 3-4 days, you keep observing. You will be getting some of the notifications based on that woodland shoes only. In your YouTube channel, if you are always following a traveler, you will be getting so many subscriptions or some of the suggestions based on problems only. Correct now? How do you get to know? Do you think some person is sitting behind your system and observing everything? No. There are certain algorithms which are working on the keywords that you use, and they will push the ads based on your interest. How this will be done? Because of the amount of data that they have collected when you are using the system, and based on that, the algorithms will calculate what is your interest and they will push the same information. So that is why data science is in such a huge demand. And can you give an example for artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence. ChatGPT, we have now the best example for artificial intelligence. How it will work? Again, based on the data it has already. Correct now? So everything is related to data. You are in which era now? Knowledge era, where you can get knowledge for free. Correct? So make use of it. Next, what we have is IoT. What do you mean by IoT? What do you understand by that? Internet of Things. Controlling any device? Correct. You can basically control it from anywhere. Nowadays, even farmers are using it. I have seen what they do for supplying water to their farmlands. They introduce one device so that they can operate it even from Kashmir. They can go to Kashmir for a family trip. Have you ever seen such situations? Okay. So, there are few things, but you can all start with this. What is it? Basically, you have something called Raspberry Pi. Have you used it anywhere? No. It costs around 2000 rupees. It is a board, Raspberry Pi board. So you can get it, and there will be very minimal charges for different components that are required to connect them. Try to use them. I will give you a brief class on this particular IoT concepts. We have conducted around 1000 plus projects on this Raspberry Pi, Arduino board, Arduino Nano. These are all very small components with a very less cost. You can just go through a YouTube video and create your own product. So do such experiments. So when we guided our students on such small projects, we came up with 1200 products for which we had a demo on a single day, and it got registered in Guinness Book Records, and it was conducted in presidency. So I also motivate you people to go through with some comment. I will just show you one example of this Raspberry Pi. So you can just note that point and check it. Arduino board. Now, there was one set of students whom I met who was highly educated. They were in final year engineering. They were from Bangalore College. They came up with a product that is, you will keep your cell phones for charging now. If you keep your cell phone for charging, it will charge for the whole night, isn't it? There can be some cases in which it will lose its battery life. It will get heat up. All such issues were there. So what these students have done, they came up with a product where they have added some of the sensors in the mobile phone such that you can set the timer for charging. Charge my cell phone for 2 hours, charge my cell phone for 3 hours, all such things. These are all creative ideas only. And there was one student who came up with an idea for adding a sensor on the helmet, which will give LED light. Okay, all such things. So you can also plan for such type of things by using IoT. Now, I have used a word which is called Industry 4.0 here. What do you mean by Industry 4.0? This is nothing but, nowadays, don't think that you have a project based on only one particular stream. There is nothing like a unique product that is completely done by a computer science engineer. No. A product which is completely designed by electrical or electronics engineer. No. A product that is completely designed by mechanical engineer. No. They are all projects which has an involvement of all type of engineers in it. Isn't it or not? So why I added this word here is, don't think that the people who are sitting around you is your competitors. Even a mechanical engineer is also your competitor. Correct now? Even a civil engineer is also your competitor. So that's why you need to consider yourself as your best competitor, set your targets, plan your placement properly. From now only you start working on one or the other skill set. Then only you can promise yourself that you are getting placed. That should be your work. You have to first make yourself ready to get it. Correct now? Isn't it or not? Yes or no? So that is why from now only you make yourself ready. Start revising the things. Start improving your skill set. At least set some target. For at least 1 week, I will solve 2 placement papers. Today you will get everything online for free of cost. When we were students now, how we used to do that is, Nagarjuna College on placement drive agide. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಇರೋನು, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ಅವನು ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೇಳೋದು ನಮಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳೋದಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ 2 ರನ್ವೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರನ್ವೇನ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಅಲೋಕೇಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೈಟ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್. First one is, if the fuel efficiency of the flight is very less, high priority should be given to it. If the number of passengers on the weight on that particular flight is too high, you have to give the second priority to it. ಈ ಥರ 3 ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಹೇಳೋರು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ರೆಡಿ ಫಾರ್ ಅವರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವು. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಅವಾಗ ಯಾವುದೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಗೋ whatever the program that I had written now, ಅದನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಜೆರಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕ್ಯುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿತ್ತು. So this was a condition. And when I attended an interview panel, one question was asked for me, which was very interesting. I will tell you that. ಏನು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂದರೆ, ಒಂದು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ you have to go for booking the seats based on priorities. What are the priorities? ಇವಾಗ there should be some seats that will be dedicated to women now. So that one part. Second one is some seats that will be dedicated to elderly persons, senior citizens, and remaining common seats irutte. Alli you have to allocate the seats based on first come first serve. First come first serve will be used by which data structure? ಯಾವ data structure is not first come first serve? Stacks no. What is the best example for stack? ಈಗ ಹೋಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, what is that? What is the other name for first come first serve? The top most will be taken first. Correct now? First in, last out. First in ಯಾವ್ದಾಗಿದೆ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that will be taken out at last. So based on the situation that the person who is interviewing you is giving you, you have to decide whether I have to use stack or whether I have to use queues. If you are using queues, whether I should go for normal queue or a circular queue. And after that also, the interviewer will ask you, okay, why did you select staff? You could have also used linked list now. Because linked list is faster than stack. Correct or not? You can add anywhere, you can add the component anywhere you want, you can delete anywhere you want. I'll give you an example where this linked list can be used. All of you know these cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, Ethereum and all. What are they basically? They are individual nodes now which has information in it. My PhD is on that topic. So there you can use linked list efficiently. What kind of linked list? You'll be going for double linked list, where front also you have the address and behind also you have address. Clear? So it is not that what topic you are studying, you have to think where I can implement it. That is very important in the current trend. Is it clear? Yes? So we'll go for the next slide. What are the career options that you can get as an engineer or as a BCA student? The career options are, first one is AML for, I have basically used it for mechanical engineers, but anyone, see basically BCA people can look for these jobs. Okay, so that is AML, learning engineering, product design, predictive maintenance, IoT solutions architect, smart manufacturing engineering, secure systems engineer, cyber physical, autonomous, all such things. So now, I'll just summarize it in a normal way. Because if I go in depth on each domain, there can be different names that the company people have done. If I want to tell you normally, see there are three types of job for an engineer. What are the three types of job? If you are very good in programming now, you should be a developer. Programming only, you have to ask yourself, what is my favorite subject? C then favorite subject, C++ favorite subject, Python favorite subject, Java favorite subject, full stack favorite subject, and you decide. Start working on one particular language instead of learning everything. You will be a developer in that particular domain. Is it clear? So you can be a developer. Second category students ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ ನನಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಬರೆಯೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಸಖತ್ ಕಷ್ಟ, ನನಗೆ ಕೋಡಿಂಗೇ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಏನೂ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸಿಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲೇ ಸಾಯ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ಈ ಥರ ಹೇಳೋರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜನ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಏನಂದರೆ ಯು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ DBMS ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್. ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ DBMS ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್, ನೋ SQL ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್, and you should have a key knowledge about structured and unstructured data and maintaining them. Is it clear? So, ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಕಷ್ಟ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ DBMS. ಅಲ್ಲಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿಂಗ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. And then you have third level. What is the third level? You can be a cloud admin where the number of coding will be less, and there is one more concept which is related to it, which is called as DevOps. You can be a DevOps engineer. What do you mean by DevOps? There is a full form DevOps now. DevOps is the first three words DEV ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, which stands for developer. Ops stands for operations. Clear? ಅಲ್ಲೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಏನೋ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಆಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ. What do you mean by that update? There are new features that are added to your coding, no? That is an update. But if you take an example of iconic companies like Google and all, per minute there will be 200 updates. Did it ever ask you to update it? No. You will not even get to know there are updates that are happening when I am working on my system. Correct? How it is happening is by using DevOps. Now, if you look at the current market, there are huge openings on cloud computing and there are huge openings on DevOps. There are hundreds of companies which were using their own servers. Now that is a very big headache to them. All are migrating towards what? Cloud. ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ಗೆ ಮೈಗ್ರೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎ ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ ಆರ್ಕಿಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಕ್ಲೌಡ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ job opportunities in the market. Is it clear? That is one part. And the second part is DevOps is a concept which is very good, in which it will combine all the phases of a project into a single unit. What are the phases of project you have? Software engineering, waterfall model you learn. What are the phases? First one is analyzing. Second one is designing. Third one is implementing, testing, and these 5 phases will be there now. Maintenance. All these 5 phases today, there will be continuous changes that will be happening, right? It will happen in your DevOps. Clear? So these are the 2 segments in which there are huge openings with respect to job opportunities. And in that, as I told you, try to concentrate more on cloud computing. Today only, you go back and create your own account and start working on it. How many of you will do this? Yeah, you have to do at least one cloud platform you have to practice. Try to get your own account. It is free of cost now. You just have to have your only interest to do it. I will show all of you, you can take it, the name of that particular portal.azure.in. If you are using Azure Cloud now, the web page that you need to go is portal.azure.in. I will just check it, or I will just communicate with any of your faculty. Try to go to that, log in with your Gmail ID, give your college credentials, then ask your ID card, and probably one mail from your official ID. You have your official ID, college official ID here. So you have to send one mail so that a free space will be allocated to you on Google Cloud. So that these are the job opportunities you have. And what are the skill sets that you want to improve? These are the main skill sets that you want to improve. Programming and coding, you can concentrate on Python, C++ and Java. If you want to be a Java analyst, you have to learn MATLAB and Python. CAD, then artificial intelligence. Intelligence is basically not for you guys, it is for mechanical students. Now, this is all done. What I told you, when you complete your degree, you have 3 options now. First one is job option. I give you what are the possibilities or what are the skill sets that you want to improve for your job options, right? Now the second one is, if you want to be an entrepreneur, what are the things that you need to do? First one, for that I will take what are the government initiatives that they have taken. There is something called Yukti Repository, Yukti Innovation Repository. What is this? This is the initiative that is taken by MOE, Ministry of Education. There they have introduced a concept called IIC, and when I was discussing with your principal, I got to know that they have an IIC initiative in your college also. So you get involved in such activities. IIC initiatives, what they do basically is, they will try to bridge the gap between academic and industries. So what they do, once you complete your degree and get into company, they have to train you for at least 3 months. That process we will call it as KT, which is knowledge transfer. So they try to save that 3 months in college only. Are you getting it? So what they do, they will introduce new concepts to you, and with this initiative IIC, you can have your own startup in the incubation center in your college only. There are some foundations which are called Wagwani foundations. It is the best example. Any of your faculty coordinators can interact with the people from Wagwani foundations, and they can arrange a meeting. There, if you share your idea of your business now, you will get angel investors. It is just like roadies that happens in MTV. What they do, they will share their ideas to the judges and they will get selected now. It will not be that rude, it will be a soft process where you will be presenting your ideas to your angel investors. Clear? So you can also get some funds to the institution. Is it clear? You can have your own startup office in the campus itself. So these are some of the initiatives that are taken by Government of India to introduce startups and there can be mentor-mentee institutions. Government institutions, see Startup India, under Startup India there will be so many workshops that will be going on. This screenshot was taken long back. By this time the numbers might have changed. You can go and check once. You have to explore all these opportunities. Okay? You can just use this keyword Startup India. You will directly fill into this particular page. So I have tried to cover all the aspects that you will come across. First one is, I tried to give you the motivation by taking 3 different people. Second one is, what are the job opportunities that you can get, what are the other opportunities that you can plan on. And one more thing that I have left here in this presentation is about your higher studies. Correct? So when it comes to higher studies, you are the best person to decide, like, if I am going to do my higher studies, what will be the option? Suppose if I am in any of my previous place or in my engineering college, I will tell my students to go for MS. So there I can write them, like what are the different subjects on which you will be studying and all. If you are planning to go for higher studies, kindly concentrate on the core subjects of your studies. What are the core subjects of your studies? You have DBMS, you have algorithms, you have graph theory, all such things you have. What I know from my knowledge is most of the students who learn BCA, most of the subjects in engineering will be common only. There is no much difference. But the only difference is you have to get into that particular. Don't depend on PPTs, don't depend on notes. Take your syllabus copy, check who is the foreign author, go to your library or download its PDF, try to solve exercise problems that are given in it. If you go through exercise problems, then only you will be knowing what are the ways I have to solve this problem, what are the approaches we have. Is it clear? Don't go through previous question papers at all. If there is any competitive exam that you are taking, first point, list out your favorite subject, take its foreign author books, solve exercise problems. After doing all this, go back to previous question papers. Is it clear? Why I am telling you is, this is how I have cleared my KCET exam in the first attempt. In the very first attempt, I cleared the KCET exam. I used the same strategy. Out of 10 subjects that they asked, I listed out the subjects, I took my favorite subject, its best author, solve exercise problems, check previous question papers, crack your exam. Clear? So I hope I have cleared most of your doubts. If you still have any questions, you can ask me. I am open for the questions now. So by this, I will complete my presentation. I will be here only. I belong to the family of RLJIT.